Towanda. Say their names. What's good, everybody? Thank you all so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. We are here today to talk about the Braxtons Season 2, Episode 2. And the name of the episode is called Trouble in Paradise. Listen, I don't even know what to say. Let's just go ahead and get into the episode, okay? So the episode starts off with the girls at the big dinner scene where the fight between Toni and Tamar is supposed to take place. I feel like, I'm assuming that we're probably going to be seeing bits and pieces of this scene every episode, and it's kind of going to show us what we're going to be talking about in the episode. So at this part of the dinner scene, they're talking about Tamar being the maid of honor for Towanda, and Tamar not wanting to film with the sisters. And Tamar is saying that she was sent to cease and desist and that the girls tried to destroy her business. So let's just start there because we can't touch everything because we'll be here all day. And when we have a good reality show like this, when there's real drama and there are real relationships, I think that it makes for better reality TV. We can be here talking about it all day. And I think that with shows like this, people's opinions are going to be different because we see ourselves within these relationships. And so we could be here talking all day, but we ain't gonna do that, okay? I'm just telling y'all how I feel and how I see it. Tamar saying that she was sent to cease and desist and the girls tried to destroy her business. Nobody was trying to destroy her business. Tamar was trying to expose her niece, and that's just the truth. From her bringing her on the platform for this being her first live podcast, she was trying to expose her needs. And I think that with Tamar, she doesn't care who she got to clown for a moment. She will do it. We've even seen clips of her with Miss E in her podcast. It wasn't a live podcast because the one with Ashlee was the first live podcast. But even with Miss E is writing a book called For Better or For Worse. What is Miss E writing a book for anyway? Now, I understand Tina Knowles writing a book. She gave birth to Beyonce. I understand that Katherine Jackson want to write a book. I understand that Sissy want to write a book. What is Miss E trying to write a book for? Your daughters can't even get along. Ain't nobody taking advice from Miss E. But even when Tamar asked her, did she still feel like she was bitter? Miss E said she wasn't bitter, and Tamar made a face. So she would even clown her mama for a moment.
That's my
But yeah, I feel like that Tamar is trying to expose her niece. There's no therapist on that stage. There's no psychiatrist or psychologist on that stage. Ayala is not there on that stage. There is no one on that stage guiding Ashlee through her story and her emotions. And I'm not saying that those are the only people who are qualified or should be able to help somebody. But Tamar and her friends definitely aren't the ones. Tamar just wants the tea. And she showed me in this episode that she's trying to separate herself from the rest of the family. What Tamar is showing me is that she's trying to say, they cut off communication for you. They did you wrong. I didn't. I didn't have nothing to do with that. Right? When it's clear that the family didn't know what went down. I don't think that it was a family secret. I don't think that, y'all let me know. Do y'all think it was everybody's business in the family to know what went down with Ashlee and Gabe? I think that it was done to protect Ashlee. I just don't think that it was a family secret. And I got a lot of backlash. I got a lot of backlash last week because y'all hate to hold people accountable for their actions and y'all don't like the truth. The truth of the matter is that Ashlee carried on an inappropriate relationship with her uncle and she got caught. Yes, she was 16, but that does not absolve her of accountability because she was also under the age of 16 when she molested her sister.
You a motherfucking liar. You knew that?
Ashlee admitted to molesting her sister when they was younger on TikTok. And she talked about how her sister struggled with it. Now, her sister was a lesbian, and I'm not saying that's the reason why she started dating women. I didn't even know that the girl was gay until Tamar said it last week. But at the time of her death, she had a girlfriend. But Ashlee molesting her could explain why she was a lesbian, why she turned to heavy drugs like heroin and fentanyl and ended up overdosing. And so since they was both under the age of 18, who's to blame? She was under 18, but she still did that to her sister. Ashlee was still under 18, but she still did that to her sister. Now, I'm wondering, do the daddy know? I'm wondering, did the daddy know? which is why you have to be careful who you have your children around. Because I'm telling you right now, if Trina knew that Ashlee had molested Lauren, I don't think that Ashlee would have been over there at Trina's house in the first place.
Please go away from me with this.
Okay. And you a child. She's a child, right? And we're not gonna treat her no different. And I love you dearly, but you won't do it to mine. You won't do it to mine. Could y'all honestly say that if you knew this information about Ashlee molesting her sister, that she wouldn't have been able to spend the night at your house with your kids? And Ashlee say, baby, I'm not even doing kids no more. I'm going after Big Daddy. I'm going after the man of the house. I done graduated from kids. I'm still saying Gabe was an adult. Even if she initiated it, which we have no proof that she did or not, he should have shut it down. And he hold most of the responsibility. But her being 16 does not absolve her of everything to me. She holds some fault in it to me. Because she had already did it to her sister, and at 16, you know better. And at 16, you was carrying on this relationship with this man, and you got caught. You didn't come to nobody and say that this man was doing something to you. You got caught. And with Ashlee, I feel like I got to watch my dogs around Ashlee. I got to watch my dogs around her. Now, Towanda ended up getting hit by a car. Towanda said that she dropped Sean off at the airport, or when she was dropping Sean off at the airport, she was walking back to her car, and she was walking across the crosswalk, and she got hit. She said that Sean saw her, he kissed her, and he laid beside her till the ambulance came. Now, we see her in the hospital, rolling in the bed. She got a cast on her arm, and she might have to have surgery. And one of her veneers ended up popping out. And she got a couple of bruises and scrapes, but overall, she's thankful because she can still walk. And it could have been a lot worse. She just thinks that it came at a horrible time because she's planning a wedding and she has to wear a cast on her arm. She may have to wear a cast on her arm for the wedding. Baby, if push comes to shove, we cutting the cast off on your wedding day. I'm going to cut the wedding cast off on your wedding day, and we're going to go get the cast put back on the following Monday. Sean had on a hairpiece.
Oh, no, he didn't. Miss Patience?
I knew that he looked different. He had on a hairpiece. I think that it's crazy that Towanda is rocking a bald head, and he chose to go get him a 27 piece. And the thing is, these old niggas be killing me with this gray beard. He got this gray beard with this jet black ass 27 piece on his head. And how come when men go get these hair pieces, they always go get what is considered quote unquote good hair? How come? Well, I guess women, when they get weave, they don't go get no 4C hair neither. But I'm just saying, I just think it's strange that they always want to talk. Women got to be bald headed and nappy headed or whatever, but y'all go get the pieces and y'all go get the Brazilian waves and stuff in y'all head and stuff too. So Wanda said that she's still not used to him wearing the hair. So it's so funny that he go and get it too right before the wedding. You go get it before their wedding. Tamar is doing the show. She's doing the show with October James. So with October London and Ro James, never heard of. Now, Tamar is doing a photo shoot for the show, and she's upset because I guess they have her at a bar with a martini glass, and she says that the martini glass ages her show. Her audience is ordering Long Island iced teas. Martini glasses is not her brand. Now, I don't drink, so I don't know the difference, but I am someone who loves Tamar vocally. I told y'all before, I believe without the antics, with just singing, today, and the girls that hold a microphone today, I will put Tamar second to none. And I'm standing on that.
I stand on it. I'm standing on it. I'm
standing on that. I think that Tamar can sing every girl today that is singing under a bus with a microphone. Now, have she had some bad performances? Sure. But I give grace to bad performances when the girls are singing live. If you got a pre-recorded track on, I give grace to girls who sing live and just go for what they know. I do. So, but I'm saying that to say, I am Tamar's audience. I am in her fan base. I don't think that Tamar know her audience because Tamar said that her show is tits and ass. And that's why you're not successful, beloved. And you need a reality check. I remember the first season of Braxton Family Values, Vince telling her that she doesn't listen and she's not where she wants to be in her career because she doesn't listen. And that's not true, Tamar. Your brand is not tits and ass. Your brand is definitely not you twerking in tennis shoes and ball gowns. You look stupid and foolish. I love the Love and War album. I love the album, but I wasn't going to go see Tamar doing the Love and War album tour while she over here twerking in tennis shoes and ball gowns. There's not a song on the album that even required that. There's not a song on the album that even required that. And I think that Tamar thinks that her audience is young niggas. That ain't your audience. The YNs are not your audience, baby. She said that she doesn't want people to think that they're going to a Toni show.
So let it go.
You got to let that go, mama. That's your sister. No matter how you package it, the people are going to get some version of Toni coming from you. You still singing R&B music. You even look like Toni. The audience is the same. Toni might have just a few more older people in her audience, but the audience is the same. You are not competing with the Scissors and the Summer Walkers of the world. You are an auntie.
Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that.
You are an auntie. You are not competing with the Summer Walkers and the Coco Joneses. You're not. You're not. Ain't nobody going to a Tamar show trying to see tits and ass. Period. Now, back to the dinner scene. We didn't know this, but at the dinner scene, we found out that Towanda made all of her sisters maid of honors for her wedding. So at the dinner scene, Tamar was asking about the wedding plans, and she threw in, isn't it customary for the maid of honor to help with the wedding plans? And so Toni was like, aren't you a maid of honor? And Towanda said, all of you are. And it doesn't seem like Tamar knew that. And see, Tamar came on this show trying to expose her sisters. And Tamar feels like that her being a maid of honor was a setup to show people how she wasn't there for Towanda. And see, Tamar, you always point fingers. Tamar is always pointing fingers, girl, but what did you do? What did you do? Did you contact your other sisters and say that she was being made a maid of honor? Did you reach out to Towanda to get the wedding planner's information? Did you reach out to Sean? Did you reach out to Mommy? Tamar is not a victim. She's not a victim. Tamar could have done something to get in contact to show an effort that she took the task of being her sister's maid of honor serious. She could have done something. Don't nobody got to wait for you. You don't have to wait for other people to move if you really want to do something, especially for your sister. You could have reached out to Brooke. You could have done anything. So now we got the bachelorette trip. The bachelorette trip is going to be in Tulum, Mexico. Towanda is upset because she feels like that she always shows up for her sisters and they didn't show up for her. And she said it in front of Trina. And I don't like that.
I don't like that.
I don't like that. If I'm Trina, I don't like that. Because she looked at Trina dead in her face and said that her sister's not here. Bitch, am I Casper in this motherfucker? You don't see me? In the words of Monique, say their names or leave it at the playground.
Say their names. And if not, like I told Lennar before, keep it on the playground.
I feel like Towanda is only saying sisters instead of just saying Toni and Tamar because she doesn't want to single Toni out.
Like what?
But that's the reason why.
It's some bullshit with Tamar, but it's some bullshit with Towanda too. I feel like she doesn't want to single Toni out. I feel like Toni get away with a lot of shit in this family. I was just saying last episode how Towanda had wanted to do the Tisha Campbell, I don't want to be alone tonight from school days for her 40th birthday party. And Toni was totally dismissive toward the idea. Totally dismissive. Tamar showed up for rehearsal. Trina showed up for rehearsal. I believe Tracy, she even showed up for one rehearsal, and they was ready to go. Tamar was just saying, baby, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right because you're not going to have me up here looking stupid. And Toni was the reason why the performance didn't go down. And I said, if it was Tamar the reason why the performance didn't go down, Towanda would have had a fit. But she did not call out Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton is in Vegas. That's not an excuse for me.
I don't give a fuck what y'all saying. I don't give a fuck what y'all saying at all.
Especially if she wasn't going on stage that night. A trip from Tulum to Las Vegas is 6 hours and 6 minutes. Now, I know Toni done filed bankruptcy a couple of times, but she's still a millionaire. She is still a woman with means. Even if Toni had a show that night, Toni could have gotten on a private jet. She could have slept on the private jet on the way there. She could have been there with her sisters for a couple of hours. She could have took a couple of shots with her sisters and left and fell back. And she could have left and fell back to sleep on the way back to Vegas. That's not an excuse that she was working in Vegas, especially when you got means. When your sister is getting married and she having a bachelorette party, you're there. When your sister has her bridal shower, you're there. Especially if this her first wedding. Now, I can see if Towanda was J-Lo or Kim K and they just marrying a nigga every 3 or 4 years, I can understand that, but this is unacceptable. But you can tell that Toni didn't even have plans on going because earlier in the episode, she thought the bachelorette trip was going to be in the Bahamas. She thought the bachelorette trip was going to be in the Bahamas. And she keep on saying in the confessional, I wish she could have pushed it back a couple.
Girl, stop!
Girl, you wasn't going to be there, baby. You wasn't going to be there, baby. I see you.
I see you. I see you.
And we got to be honest about it. I see you, Toni. You wasn't going to be there if she would have pushed the day back anyway, which is why she kept pushing her on the road, because she already know that she wasn't coming. She already know that she wasn't coming. Now, Tamar was already saying early in the episode that if one of the men on her team or who worked for her didn't go, she wasn't going because she didn't want to go. Now, Towanda said that Evelyn told her that Tamar said that she wasn't going to the wedding because it was too close to her birthday. And I believe that Tamar said that because of the way that she acted when Bond had proposed to Trina. And I believe it was either close to her birthday or on her birthday. I don't remember. But Tamar needs to grow the fuck up. Tamar is almost 50. And how I see it is that Evelyn got 6 kids. Each one of her kids outside of Tamar has at least 2 children. She's the only one with 1 child. Some of those children now even have grandchildren. And then we got Evelyn and Mr. Braxton. And then he got a new wife with kids. And I don't know what's going on with Sean's family. I'm just talking about Towanda's side. I am willing to bet you out of all those people, each one of their birthdays falls within every month of a calendar year. I'm pretty sure that they have birthdays on the calendar from January to December. It is unreasonable for Tamar to think that people aren't going to do anything for the whole month of March just because it's her motherfucking birthday. It's unreasonable. Tamar said in the confessional that OG, who's a producer on the show, told her that Towanda didn't want her at the bachelorette party.
See, that's a dirty ass bitch right there.
And he said that he said that he didn't think that she would be well received. And they showed a clip of Towanda at the beach in Tulum, and she was upset. And they was talking about Toni. She said, at this point, I don't give a fuck. And then they talked about Tamar. And he said Tamar was trying to come. And Towanda said she wasn't trying to come for that reason. And she said that she would have fucked everything up. And she said, That's not her saying, I don't want Tamar to come. But I know y'all gonna play semantics, right? Tamar didn't come, and I feel the same way I did with Toni. When your sister is getting married and she having a bachelorette party, you're there. When your sister has a bridal shower, you're there. But I'm not mad at Tamar. I don't like OG and what OG did. Towanda was at the beach in her feelings because Trina was the only sister that showed up for her, and she was upset. For OG to go and tell what was discussed between him and Towanda was out of line, and it was messy, and it was that messy punk shit that people be talking about. At the end of the day, Towanda and Tamar are sisters. Towanda can say what she wanted to say in the moment, but if Tamar had came to the bachelorette party and showed an effort, Towanda would have appreciated that, and she would have felt love. It wasn't his place to go back and tell Tamar what was discussed, because there was nothing good that could have happened from the situation. And I feel like he was creating a bigger divide between the sisters. Those girls are sisters, and they will be sisters until forever. They will be sisters forever. That man was just trying to make good TV. And I'm just got to be honest. If I'm Tamar and I heard that my sister didn't want me to come to her bachelorette party, I would be crushed. It would hurt my feelings. I'm not going to even lie to you. But I would have to ask myself, why is this person telling me this? Right? What good can come from him coming to tell me this? I remember Kim Fields had said on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, there's a difference between information and instigation. And that was instigation. But what happened was OG didn't think that Tamar would say what she said in front of the cameras. He didn't think that she was going to say that in front of the cameras. I think that these sisters need to sit down and talk without the cameras and without everybody else, and probably have Ayanna over there or some type of good therapist over there with them with no cameras and nothing, so they can work on their sisterhood. Because this right here is crazy. And you got to keep everybody else out y'all business. OG was out of line.
She's out of line.
But nevertheless, the bachelorette party happens. Brooke is there, which is Tawanda's daughter. I haven't seen her in a couple of years. They playing games, and while they playing games, they can't find Trina. Trina gets the call. Bond ended up going to urgent care, and they said that he had congestive heart failure. So it looks like Trina is now leaving, or is going to have to leave Tulum so she can be by her husband's side. And Towanda seems like a reasonable person. I don't think that she would be upset that if Trina had to leave, especially since Bond have congestive heart failure, and that's something serious. But the fact that she now is not going to have any sisters there, I think that is what's going to hurt her. Now, because I already had one sister, didn't seem like she appreciated her being there anyway, but I already had one sister here, and now she got to go because she got to go see about her main. And now I ain't going to have nobody here. That can be hurtful, and that can be crushing. But Towanda, how you feel that everybody going to be looking at you, all of the 28 girls, other girls that are there looking at you because your sisters ain't there, I'm sure that's the same way that Tracy's son felt when none of y'all showed up at his graduation.
Yup.
Everybody know he a Braxton. They probably thought Toni was going to be there. They probably thought that everybody was going to come out. The fact that none of y'all showed up to Tracy's son graduation, I'll never forgive that. Never. You feeling the same way he feel. It ain't going to be nobody there for you from the family. It wasn't nobody there for him. But y'all, that was the episode. Tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think that Towanda is correct for feeling the way she feel about Toni and Tamar not showing up? And do y'all think that it's other people keeping the bullshit going between the sisters? Let me know in the comments, y'all. But y'all, that's all I got right now. Thank y'all so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate the love and support, and I'll see y'all later. Adios.